thought about how we actually came to North America? It's not like we just woke up one day and found ourselves in North America. That means that there must have been someone or something to introduce us to this marvelous place we call home. And that person's name is Christopher Columbus. Without him, we probably would not be here today with the technology and living conditions that we have, which is why I'm nominating Christopher Columbus into the Hall of Fame. People describe him in many ways, like a hero, a founder, or the greatest person in American history, but I see him as an adventurous, brilliant, brave man who led us to this life of luxury we now live in. Christopher Columbus was truly a wonderful man. He went on many important voyages, including his most well-known, the trip to North America that eventually led to the Europeans coming over here, colonizing the land, which then led to us here today with our independence from Europe and liberty and justice. Including all of his other voyages that I have not mentioned to you, this screams to me adventurous. Because what else are you going to call someone who wants to travel all around the world? Another one of his many characteristics was that he was clearly a brilliant man. I mean, how many people do you guys know that can navigate a huge ship across seas and oceans while sailing through major storms with hundreds of people on board, and all of them relying on that single man? Not that many. Also, Columbus was a very brave man because I know I wouldn't want to go sailing in unexplored parts of the world in an old, unsafe boat that they had back when Christopher Columbus was sailing, only to run into a huge storm that could eventually lead us to stranded at sea, treading waters for hours just to keep ourselves alive, because our boat overturned and sank down to the bottom of the ocean. Personally, I feel Christopher Columbus was the main reason why we're here today. Think about it. If he hadn't looked for North America in the first place, then where would we be? Columbus isn't just some random person who likes to sail on his boat on a warm summer afternoon. He was the man who led us over here to this very prosperous and rich land. This is why, to me, he is one of the most important people in the history of the United States of America. I have heard all about him throughout my life. I remember times when people said that he wasn't a true founder of America, that the Vikings were. But if I ran into somebody who said that again, I would say back, if they were the ones who founded America, then why were the Europeans the ones who to come over here and colonize the land? But then there were times when all I heard was how he founded America, and he was the greatest voyager in the world. But now I truly know that he is, and he also deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Christopher Columbus set precedents, or standards that a lot of voyagers still follow today. Columbus was the best navigator of his time, which is why the king of Europe allowed him to sail so much. Basically, without him, we would not be here today. Instead, we would be somewhere in Europe either sipping tea on a hot afternoon or running with the bulls in the streets of Spain. But because we are here in this wonderful place we call the United States of America, we have Columbus to thank. These are the reasons why Christopher Columbus should be in the Hall of Fame, because without him, USA would not be the same or may not even cease to exist.